Folks, Pride Month, it happens every year in June. And did you know this year the Pride Rainbow has expanded to include two brand new colors, black and brown. The addition aims to show support for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Well, Pride Houston President and CEO Lo Roberts shares how their organization is taking action to support BLM, and she's joining us now. Welcome to the show, Lo. It's so great to see you. I love the backdrop. And let's get started with the actual parade. I know it would have been this month, but we're postponing, obviously, due to the pandemic, but it's coming up in the fall, correct?
Wrong, actually. We have completely canceled the Pride typical celebration this year. So you won't see the typical parade and festival that you would normally see. What we decided to do was, instead of doing this, to kind of shine light on everything that is going on when it comes to Black Lives Matter and trans Black Lives Matter, just to show that there's still a reason that we still protest and band together to kind of solidify a message of equality all around the board. So our typical celebration would come back next year, but this year, especially when it comes to COVID and things of that nature, kind of taking pride and making it shown in a different light.
I think that's really great. It is one of the largest Pride celebrations in the country. And Lo, just sort of break it down for us, the need for Pride still. A lot of people have maybe heard about Stonewall, the riots that happened in New York City back in the 60s. Some people still out there, no offense, maybe living under a rock, they don't understand why Pride actually still happens or why BLM and Pride would be joining together. So can you help break it down for us, please?
Yes, of course. And you know, you may laugh about it, but I actually get this question all the time, which is still kind of funny to me because it really is like, okay, where have you been hiding under a rock? You know, as you stated before, Stonewall Riot started 1969 in New York, and even before then, you had people who identify within the LGBTQIA+ spectrum protesting for equality, whether that was in Comptons, at the sit-ins, and things of that nature before actual Stonewall took place. And the reason for Pride was to celebrate victories through those riots, to celebrate actually people taking the time to listen to us and have that platform. And the reason why Pride still exists to this day is because, one, we celebrate those victories that we did have. Two, we continue to strive for total equality. And unfortunately, it is taken, you know, step-by-step measures to get that into place. But in order for us to continue to work 65 days out of the year, we like to have at least one day where we can come out, be stress-free, have a day of relaxation from that continuous fight all year long.
Absolutely, a time to celebrate all of our differences, because at the end of the day, we are, Derek, as you like to say, more alike than we are different. We have so many things to celebrate in each other. And Lo, what's so interesting is you became president of Pride Houston in 2017, but you've been a volunteer with the organization for many seasons. How have you seen Pride Houston, the face of it, change over the last seasons?
So despite Stonewall being started by queer women, trans women of color, when you take a step back and see how prides have elevated throughout the years, when you think of a lot of pride organizations, you think of, for lack of better words, cis white men. And when I first joined Pride as a volunteer, that was who was sitting at the majority of the table. There was two people of color who were women that were helping with the planning committee, and that surely dwindled down to just myself. And I'm the type of person where if I don't see someone like me sitting at the table, I will insert myself and try to make room for people that look like me. And that's exactly what I did. I started in 2000 2009 volunteering with Pride, and I sort of had a knack for it. You know, I started off as just the regular volunteer day of, and my first day on the job, the president at the time came over to see who it was that grabbed the mic, and they could hear over the intercom yelling at people. It was me, a born leader. So, I mean, just kind of taking those ropes and running with it, and then, you know, making the change that I thought needed to happen within the organization. I mean, one of my favorite quotes is, "Be the change you want to see in the world." So it's exactly what I did and want to continue to do.
That is fantastic. Lo, we are super tight on time, like 10 seconds left, but just give us the 411. This Saturday, you have a combined sort of Pride Rally BLM protest happening, right?
We do. We are partnering with BLM and a couple of other trans-centered organizations to get the word out on what needs to happen and the changes that need to happen as it regards to the deaths that we had this year when it comes to trans and non-binary siblings, as well as the deaths when it comes to Black lives and police brutality.
Very nice. Hygiene and PPE stations will be visible throughout, so they are very aware of the COVID risks. Thank you so much, Lo Roberts. It is great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you guys.
And a reminder that the Pride Houston March and Rally takes place this Saturday from 11 to 3. The march starts at Discovery Green, will end at City Hall. If you'd like more info, you can visit our website, houstonlife.tv.
And we'll be right back.